Hello, so here we have the high grade gun cannon. It's 144 scale from Gundam and it's a reasonable sized model. And here's what we're going to be building now. And this is just the torso. So you can see the EVA 02 is absolutely massive and covered in detail. It's a big old chunk of resin here. So this is what's the next big project I'm working on, and I kind of thought I'd document what I was going to do as I did it because it's such a massive build. So hopefully this is in focus, because as I said, it is massive and hard to get the camera. It's hard to even fit into a recording space. But so detail wise, it's mostly nicely done. There is seam lines down here. That port there is kind of badly cast. It's maybe salvageable, but I'm thinking of stringing it out and putting a piece of tube in it. But you can see it's lots and lots of detail, lots of sharp detail as well, which would cut your finger if you're not careful. And yesterday I went out and I cleaned up all the seam lines along here, along the back, on here, and removed all the casting areas. Some still remain there. The problem with resin is it's toxic, so you have to be very careful with it. You can't just sand the usual workspace, you need sort of open air and protective masking or a way to clean up the dust when you're done. So I'm doing this mostly outside in the scorching summer weather. But anyway, so there's the torso, and here's the arm, at least one of them. You see the arm, it's even bigger than the torso, which isn't really the best thing for space. In fact, I actually have the other arm open here, so we'll use that one instead. I'll move this in. Happy. It does smell lovely, by the way. There's very nice resin smell to it. So we have, fortunately the fingers have snapped in a couple of places. They're very fragile and you're putting in a box with massive pieces, but there is the arm, which has the nice EVA shoulder pads. Detail down here copies the original design, whereas here it goes full mutated, distorted monstrosity and becomes the hulking thing we see now. And put it together with the piece itself, slide it in, kind of get an idea of the scale going there when it can't fit onto a very, what's it say, 17-inch cutting mat. It takes up 3/4 of it. It's pretty big. I'm guessing, well, the arm's not that heavy, but you can see the connection points there and there. I don't think this is enough to support it, so I'm going to have to drill some holes into the here for some pinning. Probably use some brass rod, pretty big brass rod, which should hold that secure. I think these holes here, if they line up correctly, I didn't actually notice those before. I think they line up correctly. Testing on cam, great way to go. They do line up correctly, so I guess I could use those for pinning. Does it have one on the opposite side? It does. So maybe, and the legs as well. So I'm guessing it was actually pre-designed to be pinned. That is very impressive. I did not notice that before, and I'm impressed. And here are the legs. Legs are simple, one piece each. Very large. They don't have as deep a hole here, but if it does line up I can always draw that out, be fine. Detail wise, detail's very crisp. I have no real complaints with it. I'm not too keen on having to clean up resin seam lines, but you'll work with something the size of a baby. What are you expecting from it? It's pretty big. In fact, let's bring the gun cannon back. The gun cannon is the size of one of its legs, and not even all the way. Yeah, that's pretty big. So there's that. The other parts are, you have, how many words now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 of the power outlets which come out of its spine. See, on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 and then a spare one, unless one comes out there, but I don't think it does. And they're all identical. They all just need the bottoms clipping off them, so that's okay. It's annoying to have to clean it that many pieces, but it's not deal breaking, since it's just clip off the bottom and sand it smooth, and even though it's resin, that's not too difficult to work with. The head's currently in these bags here. Haven't actually got it out yet. Let's start doing that. I'm trying to be careful because you can see with the fingers being broken, because you have such large pieces in the box. Very easy for weight to go into the wrong place and fingers to end up smashed. Tips of toes, I assume, very fragile. Have to be pretty careful with these things. So let's pull some of the head out. Yeah, those teeth are just begging to be broken. But yeah, it's a good sized piece. And let's just get the rest out of here. The tongue is in with the pipes, which I'm not going to get out yet. Cut here. Not sure if this counts as an unboxing or a preparation video, but it's step one on a long journey. So there's the upper jaw. Is that right? That is right, that's just the lower jaw. So we have that so far. Again, because this is entertaining to me. Gun cannon. Eva 02, everyone. These teeth are begging to break, absolutely crying out to be snapped. They are so fragile and small. Right, let's cut off this bit. Again, there should be a tongue inserted in there, but the tongue's recessed enough and big enough that I think I can paint that separately without having to glue it in. I'll have to paint it at the same time to get these match up with the inside of the mouth, but that's fine. And I believe this is a clear resin piece. This is indeed a clear resin piece. I don't know why it's clear. Maybe they want the eyeballs clear? I'm not sure. It's also in a baggie. A baggie which is almost too small for it. Right. So I think this has got a casting part, has it? Yeah, it's got a lot of material to remove from the back to fit it in there. But that will sit on top. Just gives you the completed. I'm not sure if that's right. Is there another piece to go on top of this? There might be, I'm not sure of it. So it comes down. No, it's not, because it extends here. I'm thinking it's not on top. No, you just have to, because the way it's cast, there's more to clean up from the top. Anyway, that will sit on top there. Then you get the full head, which has an elongated bottom jaw because the beast mode does. This is heavily stylized from the beast mode. It's nowhere near anime accurate, but holy fuck is it cool. Just look at the size of this thing. Not sure painting all his teeth is going to be cool, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try. So that's the first video. So you can see how it fits in the head. This has holes there. It doesn't have any holes in the head itself I could use for pinning, but yeah, that's pretty big. That's getting there. That's getting somewhere. Man, this is one of those kits which is going to take forever to make, but going to be amazing when it's finished. And that was the point of getting it. I wanted a big project and record it all. So I'm doing a big project and I'm recording it all. And there we are. So, did I show these? So there's the tongue. I didn't, just in case. There is the tongue which goes into the mouth. There's all 21 of the power ejectors. They do look like they're going to need a little bit of cleaning up, but nothing serious. They are nice sized pieces for resin castings. They should be okay. But that's the end of part 1. It's an unboxing. Whatever it is, it's this thing. So I guess it's time to say goodbye, and I'll catch you in part 2, which hopefully will have some of this put together and figuring out how I balance this massive chunk of weight on those legs, since I'm not sure how I have all the weight up here and have those spindly legs coming off down here, because this this itself is like the size of a sort of a almost a football size weight. And you've got the arms, which aren't too light either. So you've got all this upper weight, and it's hulking over like this. I guess the arms could be adjusted in position, but anyway, they're all kind of like this because the Eva's bend down because welcome to Eva. So I need to figure out how we get the weight distributed right where this doesn't just go hey bang and smash face first onto these teeth and destroy itself. But anyway, thanks for watching. There'll be more in the future.